Due to his extreme talent and wealth of political knowledge, Trump Jr. was offered a 7-figure deal by Rumble. And best believe he took that deal because it's a very good deal for Trump Jr. and a very bad deal for Rumble, given that Trump Jr. is not a very prolific creator on Rumble. Yes, he posts consistently, but in terms of engagement, not worth the 7 figures, but we'll talk about that. But first of all, here's some details about the deal courtesy of Mediaite. This is very interesting to me. Trump Jr. signed a 7-figure multi-year deal with Rumble, the right-leaning alternate video platform to YouTube, according to a new report. Trump's new podcast will be titled Triggered, with Don Jr. pulling its title from the Republican's 2019 book, also titled Triggered. He's very creative. According to Axios, the podcast will include Trump Jr. reacting to topical news stories and guest interviews. Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovski has plenty of faith in Trump Jr., predicting in a statement that video podcasts from Rumble will be able to compete with traditional linear television at some point. And I mean, you've got to have faith in somebody to pay them 7 figures. It can't have anything to do with the fact that this is the son of a former and possibly future president. And, you know, meritocracy be damned, this is definitely all about Trump Jr. because he's that talented. And Rumble was like, this dude who's already posting for free on our platform, we've got to lock that down and get Trump Jr. exclusivity by paying him more than $1 million. Now, some additional details about the platform courtesy of Axios. The company has made strides in user growth, but continues to burn through cash as it launches new features and spends on marketing. The Toronto-based company said it had 71 million global monthly active users on average when it reported its third quarter financial results in November. Of those users, 57 million were based in the US and Canada. The company, which raised money from VC backers, including billionaire Peter Thiel, US Senator-elect J.D. Vance, and Colt Ventures, raised some $400 million in gross proceeds when it went public via its blank check merger. Now, for sake of comparison, Twitter gets approximately 450 million active users, while YouTube gets 2.6 billion. Yes, billion with a B. So they are nowhere near competing with any other social media platform, but that's not really what this is about. This is meant to be a right-wing ecosystem where Republicans and conservatives essentially have a safe space where their bubble isn't going to be penetrated with alternate views. And this is antithetical to what they purported to support years ago, this free exchange of ideas. But I mean, hypocrisy is what we come to expect from right-wingers. Now, Trump Jr.'s show is going to launch on January 23rd, and it will air twice a week. So not even a 5-day obligation from him. And the question that's on all of our minds, which is a bit of a rhetorical question, is this worth it? Is Trump Jr. worth 7 figures? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. This is a rant that Ron Filipowski shared on Twitter from one of his recent videos. And I've got to say, my man was really hyped up on caffeine or Coca-Cola, something, because he was very hyper here. And I can't even give you any more context before you watch it. Just watch.
They want to take those funds and donate them to leftist causes rather than giving them back to investors and all of that other stuff. But this is a person who was wrapped up in that scandal. She ran a fund that was involved in it. A close colleague of crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried, Ellison, is now pleading guilty, saying she knew what they did was illegal. So she knew what they did was illegal, but the Washington Post is still trying to make her into a victim. Okay, I mean, think about that. The Washington Post, owned by Jeff Bezos. Okay, so it's the Amazon Washington Post. Other notable headlines from the Washington Post in the past. Abu Bakr, my dad took out, it was leading ISIS. He's an austere religious scholar, not a murderer, rapist, piece of crap. This is the Washington Post. This is another article from the Washington Post. Before the FTX collapse, founder Sam Bankman-Fried poured millions into pandemic prevention. He's such a good guy, we should make sure he gets off easy. And guess what, folks? In our system, he probably will. Unlike you, or certainly not me, if we actually did the things that he did. Most of those initiatives have come to a sudden halt, according to the Washington Post. I wonder why. Because it seems as though he defrauded billions from people and poured them into leftist causes. And they're shocked. They want to put it back in there. Because guess what, folks? The legacy media, they took their money to write headlines for them, in my opinion, right? And by golly, they're going to write them. Whether they deserve them or not, whether it's current or not, they paid for those headlines.
Rumble paid 7 figures for that. 7 figures. And I'll be completely honest, I wasn't paying attention to anything that he was talking about there. I couldn't focus on the substance because I was at the edge of my seat the entire time, just wondering when his heart would literally explode in his chest. Because, I mean, goddamn, he snorted more cocaine than an elephant could handle. His girlfriend was like, "Trump Jr., sir, how much cocaine would you like?" And his answer was, "Yes, all of the cocaine in the world, please. All the cocaine. I want it." And it's deeply, deeply cringeworthy how he's trying to emulate his father's cadence and hand gestures. It's cringe that makes me want to jump out of my own skin. So they couldn't have, opted for this 7-figure deal because of Trump Jr.'s talent. Obviously, I was being sarcastic at the start of this video, but maybe you're wondering, well, what about the engagement? Maybe he's getting in a lot of views. Perhaps if he's drawing enough eyeballs to people to Rumble, then maybe that is something that they could overlook if he's just this talentless hack. Well, no, in actuality, because I looked at his video catalog and we get more views than most of his videos. Most of his videos don't even hit 10,000 views. And while some do better than others, anyone with a brain would be able to realize that this is not 7 figures worth of engagement. You're not going to pay anyone 7 figures when they can barely get 10,000 views on a video that they post. We all know why this is happening. This is another classic case of failing up in the United States, where somebody who is the former child of a president won the Lucky Sperm Club and they get a really sweet deal that nobody else would get. It's not about the views and the engagement. This is about them getting Donald Trump. And even if it's Donald Trump and you want to say that you have this exclusive deal with the former president's child, still, I mean, he was already posting on your platform for free. So to just give him money inexplicably for no good reason, it just goes to show you that Rumble is not going to be a platform with longevity, because they're almost putting too much money into courting these right-wingers and not enough money into bettering the infrastructure of Rumble and making it a platform that is drawing in more people and not just right-wingers. I mean, if you want to make money, if this is a business that they want to be sustainable, you can't just exclusively court right-wingers, right? But that's what they're doing, and we'll see how it works out for them. But either way, it's working out really well for Trump Jr., because to get so little views and have so much money by working 2 days a week, Jesus Christ. I mean, it must be nice to be born into wealth. You just see more wealth come onto you when you do nothing.
Do yourself a favor and click the join button on YouTube to become a member. Because Mike's doing a great job. Getting to watch his videos before everyone else is tremendous. Many people are saying this. Join today, folks. You won't regret it.